The Fox Yaru lineup is rapidly growing, and this model you see here is probably the most expensive one out of the bunch. It comes with a PVD-coated S90V blade, snakeskin Fatcarbon, and titanium frame lock, which combination makes this knife extremely sought after, and it is constantly out of stock. But even if you stumble upon one, it costs almost $500. If you think this is too expensive, stick with me, because I will show you a reputable seller who has a limited edition for less than 200 bucks. Hey everyone, welcome to Solvo EDC. I couldn't wait to roll out today's video, because the Fox Yaru is an amazing pocket knife, and I think it deserves more attention, so spoiler alert, in the next couple of minutes I will tell you why I love it so much, and also why it replaced my Para 3 that I used for years. The Fox Yaru is the larger brother of the incredibly successful pocket knife called the Suru, also made in Maniago by Fox Knives Italy. Shortly after its release, the prior Suru shook up the knife market by winning the Blade Show's Knife of the Year award in 2018, which was a well-deserved victory for the Suru, as it had amazing design, great materials, and superior ergonomics. After listening to feedback, the manufacturer Fox Knives and the designer Jesper Voxnaes came up with a new collaboration, and the Yaru was born, which is a slightly larger and improved version of the previous Fox Suru. And I'm very proud to talk about this because I have witnessed this whole evolution, as I previously owned different versions of both models. They were all amazing, but finally, after rotating around a couple of them, I landed on this specific Snakeskin Yaru a year ago, and since then it has become my favorite pocket knife in my entire collection. Amazing build quality truly speaks for itself, as this knife still looks brand new, even after a full year of heavy use. So the Fox Yaru is the knife that eventually replaced my Spyderco Para 3 that I had been using for 4 consecutive years before this one. Both of them are exceptional pocket knives, and in my opinion it is interesting to see them side by side because they have very similar dimensions. However, in function there's a day and night difference. I won't dive too deep into this comparison, I promise, but I wanted to make a very important point that would quickly put the Yaru into a good context for everybody. Because we all know and love the Para 3, it's a true classic, and before the Yaru came out, it was my end-all be-all pocket knife. However, I had to realize that the Fox Yaru is superior to the Para 3 in every potential way. But we have to keep in mind that it is also 3 times more expensive. So as an exchange, it has much nicer premium materials. With the combination of carbon fiber and titanium, the Yaru achieves better tolerances and a lot stronger construction. Surprisingly, it still remains lighter than the Para 3, and it also comes with smarter ergonomics, which makes it easier to carry. And it blows my mind, but in this extremely compact package, we still get a lot more robust blade and a bit longer cutting edge. So I can safely make the pun that the Yaru has an edge over the Para 3. I understand very well that choosing your EDC comes down to a lot more than pure stats. It's also about passion, so I know that other people might still pick Spyderco because they love the compression lock, enjoy the variety in blade steel, and have a limitless supply of aftermarket parts. So I wouldn't call the Fox Yaru a Para 3 killer, despite the fact it replaced the Para 3 for me. I would much rather name this knife a more expensive Para 3 alternative. I think if you love the Para 3, you should definitely give the Yaru a shot, or a flick. And now that I made my point, let me walk you over the Fox Yaru in greater detail, because this is why we are here after all. This knife comes with a PVD-coated laser-sharp S90V blade, which is my favorite stainless steel on the market, by the way. According to Blade HQ, this material has 9 out of 10 edge retention, second only to Maximat. However, contrary to Maximat, S90V is extremely stainless and maintains a better toughness, which is further improved by this beefy geometry. The only real trade-off with S90V is the ease of sharpening, but ever since I invested in a guided system with diamond stones, I literally stopped worrying about it. The S90V blade can flick open in multiple intuitive ways, and as a Spyderco fanboy, my favorite one is the thumb hole, which I mostly use with my middle finger. However, I prefer the shape of this triangular cutout over the round Spidey hole because it offers all the advantages, but it takes up much less space, so it allows the blade to be recessed way deeper in between the scales, resulting in a much sleeker carry profile. Next to the thumb hole, the Yaru has a flipper tab that also has some extra features going for it. After popping out the blade, the flipper tab quite literally turns into an oversized finger choil that allows us to choke up on the blade for more control during fine work. On top of that, the Yaru has enough handles to provide a comfortable 4-finger grip even without the choil. In this configuration, the flipper tab doubles down as a finger guard, so you can also take on heavier tasks. And you can truly go brave with this folder, because the protective guard will prevent the knife from closing on your fingers. And you shouldn't be too worried about the Yaru anyway, as it comes with an incredibly precise and powerful titanium frame lock. And I love the fact that squeezing the knife scales during hard work just pushes this already exceptionally reliable mechanism to lock up even stronger. The stone-washed PVD finish on this knife also promotes the idea of heavy use, because both the blade and the handle should absorb scratches very well. Plus we got a ceramic bowl-loaded titanium clip that is super low profile and disappears in the hand. As a result, I can grip the scales in multiple different ways, it will never create a hotspot. Probably this is why I fell in love with the Fox Yaru so much, as it offers limitless functionality compressed into an ingeniously designed compact package. This knife is so well thought out and so precisely executed that it surprises me every single time I take it into my hands. And besides being functional, I also love how this knife looks. It is very elegant, and the materials also give it a cool factor. The scale on the presentation side is called Snakeskin Fatcarbon, and it is an exotic forged carbon variant that was infused with red copper. Primarily, this slab of fat carbon is the reason why this specific Yaru model is so expensive. But what can I do? I really enjoy the look and the feel of this knife. Carbon fiber is my favorite knife grip material, and this snakeskin pattern appeals to me more than anything else. I also like the mismatched scales, and I love decorating them further with lanyard beads. Right now, I got some pumpkin vibes going on from Audacious Concept with this pretty nice fern green paracord. And now, if we are already at fashion, let's talk more about the other Fox Yaru versions. Unfortunately, there are some deeply concerning fresh iterations out there, and I'd like to warn you of some serious traps. In the fairly expensive category, you can find a couple of other pure titanium Yaru models. These are pretty nice and I recommend them. They also come with an S90V blade steel, and the only difference between those and mine is that my version is a bit lighter and carbon fiber is less sensitive to scratches. The bad Yarus you need to watch out for usually come with Richlight or micarta. In my opinion, those are all tragically bad. They come with a different blade steel and a cheaper construction. Therefore they are weaker, but ironically, they are also heavier than titanium. Giving up all their award-winning properties, I think these budget versions completely lost their innovative Yaru identities. They also come with garbage wire clips and disgusting liner locks. And genuinely speaking, you can get way better knives for $250. So do not recommend going for them, even if you are on a tight budget. However, not all hope is lost, because Smoky Mountain Knife Works has some limited edition color combinations uniquely exclusive to them, and each of these knives cost less than $200. To be honest, I do not understand their pricing, because we are talking about the very best Yaru construction. On top of that, they also offer them with Vanex steel, which is one of the best EDC blade materials out there. Maybe the most ironic part of SMKW's pricing is the fact that they sell the best Yaru versions 20% cheaper than what the crappy liner lock Yaru Light goes for. If I ever lost my knife and had to buy it again, I would definitely try one of these Smoky Mountain exclusive Yarus instead. Especially Toxic Storm, which is my personal favorite from their batch. I recently got these exact scales for my Spyderco PM2 and I can't wait to slap them on. If you wanna see them installed, subscribe to my channel, because more Fatcarbon is coming soon. If you appreciate my effort in creating such a detailed review and sharing all these pretty cool deals, please reward me by liking this video. Also, come and watch my Spyderco Para 3 video, where I will explain why I have carried it non-stop for so many years. Thank you for sticking around all the way, and I'll see you in the next one.